Hello everybody, this is Veena, your storyteller from India. Today I'm going to retell a story I heard from Nour, a child from Gaza, and she narrated this story so beautifully. I loved the way the parakeet was on her head when she was telling us the story, and I'm sure the parakeet must have enjoyed her story as well. Don't you think so, Nour? Because it didn't trouble you at all. So here goes. I love to tell the story I heard from Nour. So the name of the story is The 11 Wild Swans. Once upon a time, there was a king and a queen, and they had 11 sons and one daughter. And the name of the daughter was Dinah. Well, 11 boys will be too much to remember the names, so I don't know the names. So it so happened that they happily lived in the palace, but unfortunately the queen fell ill and she passed away. The king was very unhappy, and as it happens in all stories, the king remarried, and the lady he remarried was not a very good woman. She was an evil woman, and she was not happy with the children all roaming around in the palace. And she thought that I must send these children away from the palace. She was very jealous of the daughter, Dinah, because she was very beautiful. And she sent her off to a peasant land far, far, far away, near the forest. And next day, she cast a spell. Because she could cast a spell, she was a wicked lady, and she turned all the little princes into swans, and the swans flew far, far, far away from the palace. The daughter Dinah was very unhappy because she was used to live in the palace with her father, and she loved playing with her brothers and having such a wonderful time. So she had to live a very hard life because she was in a peasant land. And next day, when the swans all flew away, they flew away far away. Nobody knew what happened to them. So one day, Dinah met a fairy. And the fairy said, I know what happened to your brothers. What happened? Please tell me. Your mother, your stepmother, she's a wicked woman. And she turned your brothers into swans. And I know that they are living in a cave by the sea. As soon as she heard about this, she just walked and walked and walked and walked till she reached a cave near the sea. And she waited there. And finally, when it was evening, she could see far away in the sky that there were 11 swans which were flying towards the cave. As soon as they touched the ground, they became humans. And she found her brothers. She was very happy, and she lived with them. But was very unhappy because every morning they turned into swans and they had to fly away, far away from the cave. One day when Dinah was sleeping, in her dreams, this fairy came, and the fairy told her that, Dinah, I know how you can turn your brothers back into human beings again. All you have to do, you have to go to the graveyard, collect metals, and weave clothes from the fibers of the stems, because they're very hard and they can be woven into clothes. And if you do that and you weave the clothes and throw them on the swans, they will always be your little brothers, and the next morning they will never turn into swans again. She was very happy. And next morning when she woke up, she went immediately to the graveyard and collected the metals and started weaving in the forest. And she thought, I must save my brothers. And she started weaving every day so that she could make 11 coats for her brothers. As she was doing that, all of a sudden she could hear horses in the distance galloping, and she looked up and she saw a handsome prince right in front, followed by his courtiers at the back, looking very handsome in a beautiful horse. And he said, "Hey, who are you and what are you doing here?" And she said, "I'm weaving coats. I'm weaving some clothes." And the king said, when he looked there, he was very impressed by her skill. He said, "You don't have to do this here. You can come to my palace and you can do it there. Come and do it. I'll keep you with me." And he took her away. "You don't have to sit in the forest," he said. And she went there. She was given a beautiful broom and she started weaving day and night coats for her brothers. Now, gradually as the days passed, the prince fell in love with the girl, but his ministers and politicians were not very happy the way things were turning. And the prince said that he would love to marry this girl. And the politicians and the ministers said, no, that can't happen at all. You can't do that. You can't marry a girl from such a low peasant land, because she will not be, she will not be a match for you, and she cannot rule the kingdom with you. No, this will not happen. We will not allow this at all. You have to send her away. So next morning he came, and with a very heavy heart he said, "I'm very sorry, but my politicians and ministers don't like you and they don't want you to stay here. So I'm sorry, you'll have to go." And she said, "But I have only one coat left. Can I just finish it here?" He said, "Of course, you can leave in the morning. You don't worry. You please continue with your work." And next morning, as luck would favor, in the distance, as soon as she finished the 11th coat, she saw the swans were flying towards the palace. And as soon as she saw her little brothers, she threw those coats on the swans. And the swans immediately turned into little princes. And when the king entered the room, he was amazed. "What is happening? Who are they?" "They are my little brothers." And she told him the whole story, how the stepmother had cast a spell and her brothers were all swans the whole day, but in the evening only they could become themselves. And the king immediately came to know that she was a princess. And he said that now my ministers and politicians can't stop me, because I'm going to marry you only. And that is how all of them lived happily ever after in the palace. So that was a wonderful